towards the end of the game, you'll tend to see what has happened to you as a result of the way you've played it. So we do this really cool thing. We've got something called purity and corruption. Good and evil, you change, your face changes, and you grow horns if you're evil, and you look more noble and sort of alabaster if you're good. But we've got purity and corruption as well. And if you're pure, you tend to be stood up really straight, and all your animations are much more graceful. Whereas you're corrupt, you tend to be more hunched over, and you'll sort of kind of walk along with a hunch. And though purity and corruption only comes out when you're older.
Can I be evil but have people be attracted to me in this game? Because in the last game, I felt like the morality, if I remember correctly, is that women were only attracted to me if I was really nice. And I'm not sure that's the way the world really works. I think it works the opposite.
Well, yes. There are women that find nice people. Yeah. Okay, I've never met them.
My wife likes me.
Right, okay, likes. No, we've found this is a very good point, is that, if you want to find an evil partner, you should go to a place called Bloodstone, which is on the south coast, and Bloodstone is populated by people who think evil is pretty cool. It's kind of the reverse of somewhere called Bowerstone, which has got a conventional morality crime system in it, and it's all conventional stuff. But Bloodstone inverts that. So being sort of vicious and nasty is applauded.
Do you see morality systems in games always necessarily having to be fairly binary? Or, because people always talk about applying shades of gray, but every time a developer tells me about that, and then I play their game, I see that they've essentially had to go back to creating more of a black and white morality system, not your game obviously, but just sort of binary morality. And I wonder if that's because ultimately they need to be able to quantify things, they need to be able to show distinctions. Do you see an increased graying of the morality, or does it always kind of have to be a bit sifted apart?
Well, here's the thing, there's a very simple way to answer that, is that in conceptual terms, good and evil is a very clear and well-defined and well-understood thing, which is great when you're designing a game, is that, good, if you're good, it's all about sacrifice and caring, and if you're evil, it's all about being selfish and uncaring. But the way it turns out is, rather than just go for the polarity of killing things is evil and saving things is good, we've mixed that up a bit, and that's why we've introduced a few other scales in there, purity and corruption being one of them. Cruelty and kindness is a really interesting one. Now, you would naturally say kindness, that's good, and cruelty is evil. Well, actually, if you've got a child, you'll realise that sometimes you really do have to, to my son, when I say to him, no, you can't have, a chocolate bar for 2 minutes before you go to bed, he looks at me and says, Daddy, you're so cruel. Well, I'm actually being kind, and that's what's so interesting. If the end result is, it all boils down to good and evil, because otherwise it gets a little bit philosophically complex, but underneath the hood of there is judging what that is quite interesting. It comes into quite an interesting thing, and that we play out the cruelty and kindness. Just to try and, what I really want people to do is play this game. Some people play that and wouldn't give a damn. They're just going to go through, and they're going to be who they are going to be, and they're not going to think about it, and they're not going to turn the game off and go to bed and think about it. Other people will think, okay, what am I going to do here? This is a really interesting point.